Today we have another first impression video. We have two IEMs to try here. We have the Shimin Li by, I think, used to be called T-Force. This is the same brand that released the Yuan Li a while back. This is another one of their release. And this one right here from Hidizs. This is the MD4. I think we only talk about one other Hidizs IEM, but I can't remember what that one was. I think it was like the Crystal something. That one was, it was an IEM. Let's just put it like that. So let's see if this one is better than the one we tried before. Of course, the dab of choice today is the M11 Plus. No need for introduction. I use this all the time. I love this thing. It's my in-game dab, yada yada yada. You guys know the drill. If you need a dab recommendation from me, I would say just get this and just spend the rest of your money on IEMs. Just get this one, forget about sources forever. Spend the rest of your money on IEMs instead. First, let's start off with the Shimin Li. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. This is the front of the box. Beautiful art design. Love this so much. Really, more IEM boxes should look as cool as this one. This is the inside of the box and the IEM is sitting right there in the center. Now these IEMs are fingerprint magnets, so the moment you touch them, you're gonna have to wipe them down if you want them to look clean, because my fingerprints are already on this and I'm just trying to get it out of the case and it's in there real tight. Once you remove the IEM, as you can see here, there's two accessory boxes, the cable and the accessories. Open up the accessory box, you find ear tips. These ear tips, that's quite a few tips, you know, very generous. You know, the cable itself is also not bad. I don't mind it. It's actually on the okay side. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's top tier cable, but it's okay. Rubbery feeling, but you know, well done kind of rubbery. Now the song of choice today is gonna be called Playlist by Taeyeon. I think I'm pronouncing her name correctly. Taeyeon? Yeah, Playlist. Let's go. So right away, the first thing you're gonna notice is that this is quite the V shape. You get a lot of bass, you get quite a bit of upper mid-range. The vocals can come across on the shouty side for some of you guys out there. For me, not so much, but I can definitely see that it can be for some people. Now, the one biggest flaw that I see with this so far off the bat is the instrumental separation. I think it's due to maybe how V it is. The mid-range, especially the lower mid-range, seems to have a little bit of warmth and a recess at the same time. So it feels like everything just blends in with each other in a way. It doesn't have the best instrumental separation out there. The bass and the vocals feel like they're stacked like around the same area. Not the best imaging out there, but having said that, for $35 that these are going for, are these generally all right, at least first impression wise? I would say yeah, they're all right. If I spend $35 on this, I wouldn't mind at all in comparison to the Moondrop True and the other V-shape that I really like, the CRA by CCA. In comparison to those two, I still feel like this is a little bit inferior to those IEMs. That's just based off memory though. First impression is super hazy. Just wait for the full review. But for now, $35, if I would have spent it on this IEM, I wouldn't be mad at all. But yes, it is not the best IEM you can grab out there for $50, but it might have some fans out there. V-shapes are generally super easy to like, and this is no difference. And I think this is cheap enough that people can afford. And also coming at only $35, the build is pretty good. The accessories is pretty good. So there is a market for this, but if you're in it for just sound quality alone, there are better options, at least in my opinion right now. Next, we have the MD4. Let's crack open this guy. Look at the front of the box here. The IEM sits inside like so. Now inside the box, you get a pretty nice, generous set of ear tips once again, and a cleaning tool. Plus, of course, a carrying case. Now, the cable quality on this is okay. It feels kind of squishy. I would say a little bit thin. It is gonna be a little bit prone to tangling, but that's okay. It's not the worst cable that I've seen out there. It's just kind of run-of-the-mill average cable. In terms of cable design though, I think it looks pretty nice and it fits the IEM very well. And also, I just noticed this, it has tuning switches, which we won't get into in this first impression. We're just gonna be trying it out at bass setting, and in the full review, we'll do the whole bass switch analysis. All right, same song, let's go. So this one is warm. Now, not super warm to the point where like it's unlistenable, but it is warm. So you get this sense of extra fullness. Some would say extra bit of mud, a little bit of bloat. I would say it has small elements of the muddiness and the bloatiness, but it's undeniably a warm IM. What saves this from being completely just bloated is the upper mids, and the treble is pretty alright. Female vocals still surprisingly shine above the warm, shine above the bass, and that's something that I was pretty surprised about, to be honest with you. I thought when I first heard the warm of this IAM, I thought for sure like, oh no, it was gonna be one of those really bloated ones. No, the vocals still shine through. Now let's talk about the bass really quickly. The first instant of bass that I heard, the sub bass, is rumbly. You feel it like deep as well. So the bass do hit far and deep. It feels pretty satisfying. The mid bass, however, is a little bit too much, too forward. It eats into the lower mid range too much for me, giving it that bit of warmth and mud. It hides quite a bit of details, especially in the mid range department. So that part not so well done. All in all, it is one of those very bassy, warm V shape that has, you know, a saving grace in the energy of the upper mids and in the treble area. So it's not totally a low end focus. It's still somewhat balanced, if not for just the overwhelming sense of warm. The one thing that I like about this, besides the sub bass rumble and how deep the bass hits, is the soundstage. I would say the soundstage is surprisingly bigger than I thought it would. It's not like the previous IAM, the Shimin Li, that feels noticeably a little bit smaller. This one feels like it's all right. It's a little bit more than average, you know. I think if the tuning was done right on this IAM, it could be a good contender. It's just the tuning, that bit of the lower mid-range needs to be toned down, and I think that might be doable with EQ. I'll touch upon that in the full video. I'm going to try out the EQ, I'm going to try out all the switches that it has and review it for you guys. The other thing I do enjoy about it is that the looks, it looks great. It's like jewelry for your ears, but it's not like overly flashy. It's very politely done, classily done, if you will. Is that a word? Classily done? But yeah, I like the design of this quite a bit, and I hope that EQ can save this. All right, that's it for this video today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Bye.